Kangaroos up 12 in the fourth. Hibbert 3. It's good. Davenport with a 3. Bang! Davenport steals it, puts it up and in. It's a 1-point game. Machulis hits both. It's a 3-point game. Davenport gets it. Passes to Hibbert. He gets doubled and he steps out of bounds. Roos ball. It's Kangaroos ball. My God. For the first time since 2014, Coach Mark Fowler gets to cut the net once again as the Terryville Kangaroos are your new Berkshire League champions. Welcome to the most must-see Berkshire League talk show in history. Welcome to the very last episode of Season 3 of The Rundown. I'm Cody Diz. Thank you guys for tuning in to another video. This is a very important video, and this is a great video to close out the basketball season. So please like this video right now, because I guarantee you will love this. I put a lot of work into this last video, so please like it. Comment what you guys want to see in the near future. I'm actually going to be announcing something later on in the video that I think you guys will find pretty interesting, so stick around for the later end part of the video and subscribe. We need some more subscribers. Our Instagram number is almost 1,100 followers. Our YouTube subscriber count is 300. So obviously there's a huge difference right now as to where the support is. So please subscribe. Really would appreciate it. We had one game. The most important game of the year. The Berkshire League Championship between the Chapag Spartans, who were the 4 seed coming in and coming off of a huge buzzer beater OT win against the Highlanders, who were the 1 seed, and the Terryville Kangaroos, who upset Nanawag and were able to walk into their home court as the 3 seed and be able to play Chapag. You guys are going to see what happened, so let's get right to it. Last game of the year, Terryville and Chapag at Terryville. Let's go! This was an incredible game. The first 7 shots of the game were 3-pointers by both teams, not just one, as this game started off with a laser show from behind the arc. Dom Dow, Dylan Machulis, Parachi, and Owen Hibbert all hitting 3-pointers, big-time threes. Let's go third quarter. Terryville took a 4-point deficit and went on a run as everyone got in the scoring column. Rinkovic, Dom Dow, Dylan Machulis, and Sean O'Donnell all got in on it with fast breaks, threes, and tough layups. Had some tough finishes from Dow and Rinkovic. My bad for messing up there. Let's get it going. Fourth quarter, 12-point Terryville lead. But Chapag is cutting it down. They started getting hot. Owen Hibbert and Clint Davenport hitting 2 clutch 3-pointers. Davenport and Mike Parachi also played clutch ball as they both got steals on fast breaks and finished. Free throws brought the score to a 3-point game with Chapag ball. Hibbert gets doubled with 7.8 and he actually steps out of bounds. He turns it over. Unbelievable. As Owen Hibbert and Chapag fall in the BO title game. Terryville, for the first time since 2014, can call themselves Berkshire League champions as they win a close one. So this game was back and forth for a while. I mean, it had its times where, Chapag would go up 10, like they did in the first quarter. Or Terryville would go up 12 like they did in the third quarter entering into the fourth. This is a really, really good game. Even though there were some big leads that these teams would put together, the fact that all of these guys on the floor were putting in their best effort is the thing that I love most about this. The BL title game brings out the best in players, and it brought out the best in some players that haven't had big roles as of late. Guys like Dominic Dow, who led Terryville in scoring in the BL title game with 24 points and a career high. Jake Rinkovich, who had a couple clutch buckets for Terryville. This was a really, really interesting game. Cole Davenport and the whole entire BL tourney completely stepped it up. He played well against Northwestern, and he came into this game against Terryville and played well again. Mike Paracci was able to step up again. This is an incredible battle between two great teams who I predicted were both going to make it this year as upset picks into the tournament. Now, I was wrong about the winner. So, Chapag, I'm sorry that I was wrong. I thought that you guys were going to be able to pull it out. But Terryville, congratulations on winning the Berkshire League Championship, the first time since 2014. It is an incredible thing you guys did this season. You guys played well. You guys fought hard. And after your first loss against Northwestern, I had some doubts because it was a blowout. But you guys were able to manage your second half of the season well, have a lot of momentum, and you managed to take home the title. So congratulations to the Kangaroos. I got a lot of respect for some of the players on that squad. That big three I knew was going to be hard to stop. Sean O'Donnell, Dylan Machulis, Dom Dow. That's a hard three to stop because you have to play all of the perimeter. You have to play inside for Dylan Machulis. You have to play the paint on Help D a lot of the time because this team loves to drive. But this team can score outside really easily. This is a very well-adapted team and a well-rounded team. So I think the Kangaroos deserve this win 100%. They earned a lot of respect from me. I respect Coach Fowler as well. He did a great job coaching these guys up. Beautiful year that Terryville had. And same with Chapag. They had a great year. I thought they were going to end up beating Northwestern in the regular season the second time, or actually the first time, and that would have made them the second seed, so they would have had to play Terryville in the second round if all had worked out that way. So, it's very interesting to me, but Chapag, you guys had a great season as well, so congratulations on making it this far. And even though you weren't the champs, I still congratulate you on being the runners-up because you guys played hard all year. Now let's talk about the BL tournament. Now this one, it narrows down to a few guys because if some teams only end up playing one game in the tournament, other teams ended up playing 3. Mainly Chapag and Terryville. There was a few guys I had considered. And the 3 guys that I considered for this. Dylan Machulis. Owen Hibbard. And Cole Davenport. And Dominic Dow. I had 4 guys actually, now that I think about it. 4 guys I considered for this tournament award, tournament MVP. All 4 of these guys played hard. Dow and Davenport really stepped up and showed what they truly can be when they have the ball in their hands. And I loved seeing that because, all season you see the main guys, Sean O'Donnell, Dylan Machulis dominating for Terryville, and Dom Dow would help out on the side, but he was able to contribute in big ways in the tournament. And then Davenport, when Owen Hibbard was in some tough defensive settings, and Mike Paracci was in foul trouble, Cole Davenport managed to step up. He managed to hit some big-time three-pointers, and he was a big reason why the Highlanders ended up getting upset in overtime, because Davenport kept hitting big shots. So those two were definitely highly considered, and they still are. But there can only be one out of these 4 players. And I am going to give the BL Tournament Rundown MVP to Terryville Kangaroo Dylan Machulis. Machulis really earned my respect this season, and in the tournament he earned it even more, and here's why. So the reason that we decided to award a BL Tourney MVP as well was because you could play well in the entire season, but when it comes to playoff time, you got to be on your A game, and that's what this man, Dylan Machulis, was able to do. He was able to lead Terryville to their first Berkshire League championship since 2014. He averaged 18 points per game in the playoffs, had a great season all throughout, and he was able to send home Nonalog along with Sean O'Donnell, who led them in scoring that game. And they were able to lock down John Kazaka. Dylan Machulis, to me, deserves this, and he was able to clutch up at the line in the end of the game for both against Chapag and against Nonalog. He did a very good job clutching up, and Machulis had some pretty big shots. He had a buzzer beater to end the third against Nonalog. He had a couple good shots against Chapag that were big. So this was just great play by Machulis, and I am very proud to say that he has earned the BL Tourney MVP award from me and from the Rundown. So congratulations, Dylan. Hopefully you're celebrating with your championship right now. You deserve it, man. Now, I have something very important that I have to go through. The league MVP. Now, a lot of you have been saying recently and over the last 2 months that there are a lot of guys to consider for MVP. The 3 biggest names I will give you: Curtis Blishy from the Northwestern Highlanders, who averaged a double-double this year. I don't have the exact numbers because, unfortunately, I missed some of the rebounding games that Curtis had, and I think 1 or 2 of the points that he had in a couple of the games. John Kazaka, who was a high point averager, and Owen Hibbard, who had another incredible season and averaged the second most points in the BL this year. There's been 3 guys to consider out of those 3. It was a very tough decision because all 3 of these guys have earned my respect. They have played hard. Kazaka and Owen, I expected them at the beginning of the season to be dominant beasts, but Curtis Blishy came out and surprised me. He came out and dominated, and I did not saying I did not expect it, but I'm just also a little surprised on how much he dominated, and I think he could have dominated a little more. But between those 3, all of them have my respect. They are all amazing players, and I hope they take their talent in basketball to the collegiate level, whether it's D3 or somehow for some guys get D2. But there can only be one MVP, and that is from the Chapag Spartans. The MVP is going to Owen Hibbard. The Rundown MVP deserves to go to Owen Hibbard, and here's why. For the entire season, we considered who would be the MVP, and we had to give it to Hibbard because of the incredible, outstanding season he had. The accolades he achieved within it. Second in points per game in the regular season with 25.9. Right behind Dylan Crowley, who just about 26 or 27 points per game. He scored 311 total points this season. He was also in second for that. And then All-BL first team, huge honor. He sent the one-seeded Northwestern Highlanders home in the BL tournament with probably the coldest shot in history and one of the biggest shots in the BL's history ever. And Chapag ended up being the runner-ups in the BL tourney, and Hibbert averaged 23.5 points per game out of 2 games in the BL tourney. Obviously, they did not play a third, so it was kind of tough because Litchfield had to cancel. But Owen Hibbert made a statement this year, and he also became Chapag's leading scorer in their franchise. So, beautiful job by Owen Hibbert, and congratulations to him on winning the MVP this year. He deserves it a lot. And now the last award that the rundown will give out is the Coach of the Year. See, I was considering a lot of different coaches because throughout the entire season, it was really hard to determine, who I should truly have my eyes on, who I should truly put as the top one. Because I considered the regular season and the BL tournament. And while some teams had some very far journeys in the tournament, there were other teams that had great coaches lead them the entire way. So, the 3 coaches that I considered. Number 1, Coach Doug Seebach of the Northwestern Highlanders. Number 2, Coach Matt Lefebvre of the Chapag Spartans. And number 3, Coach Fowler of the Terryville Kangaroos. Now, I know it's kind of a lot of Chapag that I've been mentioning in Terryville in this video, but those teams really had some great years, and they have some recognition that they deserve. But out of those 3 teams, there can only be one Coach of the Year. And that is going to be Coach Doug Seebach of the Northwestern Highlanders. He deserves the rundown Coach of the Year, in my opinion. And here is why, and this is the last explanation for any of these awards. So, take a look. The reason we chose Coach Doug Seebach for the Coach of the Year this year is because of not only what the Highlanders were able to do in the regular season, but also for what they tried to do in the postseason as well. Now, obviously, they were eliminated second round off a buzzer beater. However, they played really well this year. Coach Seebach led the Highlanders to an 11-1 record, to the number 1 seed, and they were able to beat some pretty big teams this year in big games. Nanawag, they were able to beat after trailing in the third. They were able to beat Terryville in overtime in the regular season. They beat Chapag twice in the regular season, which is very hard to do, and one of those was a close game at Chapag. And they were able to sweep Gilbert, their crosstown rival, throughout the season with a 2-0 sweep, and beat them by a huge blowout in the first round of the playoffs. So that is why we give the Coach of the Year award to Doug Seebach. Seebach, hopefully you're celebrating with your team right now on the success you guys had in the regular season. Congratulations, Coach. Okay, so guys, I got one last announcement that I wanted to wait till the end of the video to finally say, and it is actually some very interesting news. I am going to be continuing using this channel because I want to. I don't know how long I'm going to try. I'm going to be able to keep up with it for, but I'm going to do my best. And a new series from the Rundown will come this spring and summer, as I'm going to be doing. As you know, I've been I've been calling this whole channel The Rundown. But I have a new series that I am switching up and calling The Run Up. It is only going to be on the YouTube, but you will see some smaller parts mentioned on the Instagram, and I will put every single video out as publicity during the spring and summer for the rundown and for the run up. So basically what this is going to be, because I've been trying to do this as other content for so long, and I was never able to figure out how to do it. But I finally have a way to be able to successfully run this up. I'm going to be interviewing players from the Berkshire League, and I have a list of players that I do want to get in touch with, but leave a comment as to who you want to see as one of the people that I interview this year. There's going to be a total of 15 interviews throughout this entire series, and you guys are going to be around for all of it, and I cannot wait to get things started. It's going to be great. I'm going to be asking about their basketball lives, we're going to be finding out a little bit about their personal lives, and we're going to be doing some fun trivia for this, and some fun questions for the players to answer from you guys. So, before every video is scheduled to come out, I will read off a few questions that you guys send in from the Rundown's Instagram story. I'll put it a couple days before so you guys can send in your questions. Then, after, I will get the interview done. And that whole thing will go up on YouTube. It will be well edited. Trust me, I'm going to do a lot better when editing the interviews because I want it to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to that, or at least close enough to a perfectionist. So this is going to be a huge spring and summer for this account because I'm going to try doing as much as I possibly can. So please stick with the rundown. Don't just drop it after the season because it's over. And that is actually going to do it for this video. Like I said, BL Champs, Terryville Kangaroos, congratulations, and new series, The Run-Up, coming this spring and summer. We will have a release date eventually that I will announce on Instagram not too far from now, so keep watch of that. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like this video as fast as you can. Comment some players that you want to see for the Run-Up series. Remember, I'm only taking 15 interviews for the first season of this. And subscribe. We need more subscribers from our Instagram followers. Tell your friends, family, uncles, aunts, grandparents, cousins, nieces, nephews, anyone you know, tell them about the rundown. I really would appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching. I'm out of here. Peace out.